What's up guys, and welcome back to Software and Audio Solutions, and today we're talking about PlayerUnknown's Battleground, commonly known as PUBG, or well, PUBG Battlegrounds right now. They obviously renamed everything. Today we're talking about an FPS boost guide for this game because they released a new update which is 19.1. It's the latest version of the game, the latest update that recently got released for PUBG, and I'll leave a link in the description down below for you to go and view what they updated on this game and what they brought out new into the game and everything like that. So I'll leave a link in the description down below. Just go and click on that little web page to go check it out if you're interested in that. But today I'm going to be talking about an FPS boost guide for this latest update. Now, to make it short, sweet, and simple, I'm going to jump straight into it and show you guys what you need to do to get better FPS in this game and make this game run much, much smoother on your computer or on your laptop or whatever you are currently using to play this game. Right, so the first thing we're going to need to do is go to the start button over here and go to settings, and you're going to go to update and security and make sure your Windows is up to date on a regular basis. I highly recommend you go ahead and do this. It's really, really important to keep your Windows up to date and your graphics card drivers as well. It's very, very important to do these two steps. It's highly recommended to do these two steps. All right, so that is Windows. There's a quick and easy way to do your graphics card. You just type in device manager here at the bottom, or if you have it here you can just click on it, or just type in device manager just like this and go to device manager and open up device manager. Go to display adapters and go to your graphics card you are currently running. Right click on it and say update driver and say search automatically for drivers. It will let you know if you have the latest drivers installed on your machine. If not, it will start installing them and it will download the latest drivers for your graphics card. This is the quick and easy and simple way of doing this. Then there's another way. If you want to reinstall your graphics card drivers, a fresh copy of your graphics card drivers, you right click here, go to update driver, go to browse my computer, and go to let me pick from a list of available drivers on my computer, and click on your graphics card like this, and click next. As soon as you click next, it's going to install your graphics card drivers fresh, new from overs. Now, these are a few steps you can do to get your graphics card drivers up to date, but the best way of actually doing it is actually going to your whatever you're using, Firefox, Google Chrome, whatever the case might be, and just type in your graphics card that you're currently running and say driver download, and go ahead and download your latest drivers for your graphics card. Now those are two very, very important steps to do. Now I highly recommend you go ahead and do these three steps, which is you press the Windows key and R to bring up the Run tab, and you're going to type in prefetch just like this, and you're going to press enter or click OK here at the bottom, and it's going to do this. You're going to say continue, click on anything inside here, press Control and A to highlight everything, right click on it and say delete. You're going to delete everything inside here, say do this for all current items, and say skip, because these two are busy running through Windows right now. As you can see, Windows is currently creating files because it's doing stuff with OBS and everything that I'm running. So you just clear that out. Then we're going to go to the search button over here and you can type in run just like this, or you can press the Windows key and R again just like this, and you're going to type in temp just like this and click on anything inside here, Control and A, highlight everything, right click on it and say delete. You're going to say do this on all current items and say skip. As you can see, Windows is currently using this file over here, and you're going to close out of this. You're going to go to the search button here to type in run. This is how to open up your run tab, or you can just press the Windows key and R. It's very easy to do. And you're going to type in shift 5 with the percentage symbol, temp, shift 5 with the percentage symbol, and press enter and delete everything inside here. So just click on anything, press Control and A to highlight everything, and just press delete on your keyboard, and then just say continue. Now you do this for all current items and say skip. Because as Windows is currently running all these files right now on my PC, yours might be less, yours might be more. Just make sure you delete all of these things before you jump into the game. Now I'm just going to do this. I'm going to move this from my other screen. You're going to empty your recycling bin and then say yes. Just say continue to that. Delete. As you can see, that's almost 2 gigs that I just deleted. And I highly recommend you go ahead and do that because there's a lot of space that you're going to delete if you haven't done that in a very long time. Right, so the next step you're going to need to do for NVIDIA users out there is you right click on your desktop and go to NVIDIA control panel. Or you can just go to the search button over here and type in NVIDIA control panel and it will also come up. But I highly recommend you just right click on your desktop, go to NVIDIA control panel and open up NVIDIA control panel. Just like this. And then you're going to go to adjust image settings with preview like this, and you're going to say use the advanced 3D image settings. Then there's a little option here that's going to say take me there, which is going to take you right here like this. Now I highly recommend all you need to do is copy these things that I've set myself. Just copy these over here. You can pause the video if you want to. Copy these, and these are the best that you can do right now for PUBG. Alright, so where it says open rendering GPU, you're going to select this one and select your graphics card. I highly recommend you go ahead and do that. Select your graphics card that you are currently using, and then this one, like this, you're going to say prefer maximum performance. Just like this. So it prefers maximum performance over here. And you're going to put this on allow and keep this on quality, this on, this on auto, and then make sure this is on 1. Then once you're done with that, you're going to say apply, just like this. And you're going to go to config, surround, and physics. You're going to select this one and select your GPU. If it's on auto select or it's on CPU, I highly recommend you put it on your graphics card you're currently running and say apply, and it's going to apply the settings to your machine. Once you are done with that, I highly recommend you go ahead and do this because it actually helps the game look much better. Go to adjust desktop color settings just like this and go to the digital vibrance, but click on picture 3 so you can see this image here that has lots of yellow and red and stuff, and then look at the picture when you bring it down. Okay, my sweet spot for this is about 85. I leave mine on 85 like this. It's my sweet spot for my screen. Now I'm running my Samsung, which is my main display, and my other 2 displays over here. You can also change them to whatever you want to. As you can see, they keep changing because I do one for Discord and one for YouTube, and then my main gaming display, which I use, is over here. I put it on 85 and it's my sweet spot. Find your sweet spot for the best, basically digital vibrance for the game to look good. You're going to say apply to this, and you're going to apply these settings. Once you are done with that, you're going to close out of this, and you're going to go to the search button over here, and you're going to say graphics settings, just like this, and you're going to click on graphics settings like this, and it's going to open up this over here. If you see hardware accelerated GPU scheduling and you have this, I highly recommend you switch this on. If it's off, I highly recommend switching it on. Okay, if you want to, you can, and you maybe don't have this, or you do have this like me, you're going to go and add PUBG inside here. So you're going to go find where your PUBG is installed. It's quite easy to find. All you need to do is go to where your Steam is installed, and then you're going to go to Steam apps like this, and you're going to go to common, and I'm just going to click on anything and press P to find PUBG. Open up PUBG, go to TSL game, go to binaries, go to Win64, and you're going to go to the exe file, which is tslgame.exe, and you're going to say add, and it's going to add it inside here. As you can see, it's the exe file for PUBG. Go to options, go to high performance, and say save, and you're going to close out of this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump straight into the game. I'm going to show you the best settings that you can possibly be using right now for 19.1. Right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in PUBG right now. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to this little gear icon here at the top, and you're going to go to settings like this, and you're going to go to gameplay. It's the very first thing that you're going to go to, and I highly recommend you put this on disable. Please go ahead and put this on disable because it uses resources of your graphics card and your RAM and your CPU to render in the character every time you press tab to see what you have on you in your inventory. So I highly recommend disabling this because you don't need to see your character. If you want to, you go ahead and enable it. I don't need it at all, to be honest. I don't need to see my character, to be honest with you. With low-end gaming PCs to mid-tier gaming PCs, just disable this. I highly recommend you go ahead and do that. And then obviously just apply it. Okay? Go to graphics like this. Obviously you're going to select your language. You're going to put this on disable. This you're going to put on full screen mode. You're going to put this at the highest resolution that you can for your monitor or your display. This you're going to put on unlimited as well. Smooth frame rate. Disable this. Brightness is your own personal preference. Mine's on 78. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's my own personal preference for my monitor. So your monitor is obviously going to be different. So find your sweet spot. Universal brightness for all maps. I highly recommend enabling this. Render scale. Keep this at 100. If you do not have a good enough computer, basically if you are running into FPS loss in your game, do not increase this. Do not make it go lower either. Don't put it on 90 or stuff like that. Leave it at 100 and just leave it there. Your FOV is your own personal preference. That is your field of view. That's your own personal preference. As you can see, all my settings is on ultra, and the best settings that it can go to. I mean, I am running a RTX 2060 OC, so, and it's been overclocked, so I can run my stuff like this perfectly fine. But I highly recommend you go ahead and do these things over here. Okay, so anti-analyzing. If you're running a low-end gaming PC, I highly recommend you put this on low. So let's go over the low-end gaming PCs. Post-processing, low. Shadows, very low. Textures, high or medium. Highly recommend you play between these two, medium or high. Effects, you're going to put on very low. Foliage, you're going to put on very low. View distance, you're going to put either on low or on very low. Sharpen, enable on low-end, mid-tier, or high-end gaming graphics cards. Keep sharpen enabled. Vsync, disable this. Unless you're getting screen tearing or you want to cap your FPS, you're going to go in and enable this. As you can see, when I disable it, it shows screen tearing on this side. It actually shows you what Vsync does. Okay. Now I don't get screen tearing at all on my screen, so I don't need to enable this or cap my FPS at all. So it's your own personal preference. Motion blur, I highly recommend you disable this, because if you enable this, as you can see in this picture here, there's a preview, you can't see if someone's standing over there or if someone's standing over there. So if you disable this, you can physically see if someone's standing there or if someone's standing there. You can see them and shoot them. Pretty much simple as possible. Anyways, so if you are on a low-end budget gaming PC, go ahead and apply all of these settings that I just showed you now and say apply. Okay, if you're running a mid-tier gaming PC, you're going to put this on either medium or high. Post-processing, you're going to put on medium. Shadows, you're going to put on medium. Textures, you're going to put on ultra. Effects, you're going to put on low. Foliage, you're going to put on medium. View distance, you're going to put on medium. Sharpen, obviously, enable. Vsync, disable. Motion blur, disabled, and then obviously DirectX 11. Keep it on DirectX 11. The game runs perfectly fine on DirectX 11, and it runs pretty smooth on DirectX 11. Alright, for high-end gaming graphics cards and high-end gaming PCs, then I highly recommend you go ahead and push this stuff all the way to high or to ultra, like me. So I keep mine all on ultra like this with my gaming graphics card and my machine that I'm currently running. So I put these all on ultra, literally everything over here I keep on ultra. I keep in sharpen enabled, this disabled, motion blur disabled, and DirectX 11. I can't apply it because these settings are already applied. So I'm running a 9700K with 16 gigs of RAM, and everything has been overclocked. My CPU, my RAM, and my graphics card. And this is how I run my game, and I do quite a lot of frames with these settings. Ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new here, and as always, peace out.